So your alarm is going off on your phone. What's the very first thing you do? Do you hit that snooze button 1, 2, 3, 4 or more times? Do you pick up your phone and open it up and begin to look through all the unread emails and social media messages or news messages? And how are you feeling when you first begin to look at this? Are you waking up feeling stressed, anxious, worried, tired, or all the above? Well, stay tuned, because in this video, I'm gonna walk through a healthy morning routine to get your day started off right. Hi, my name is Travis Goodman. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today I'm gonna be going over a healthy morning routine that I found helpful for me and something I tend to tailor to the clients that I see in my practice. So a common theme that I hear over and over and over again by my clients are things like, Travis, I'm waking up feeling stressed and anxious and worried, overwhelmed, tired before the day even begins. I have them tell me, well, what is your routine? Do they have a pattern? Are they just hitting that snooze button 5, 10 times, not having a healthy routine and rushing out the door, barely putting on their clothes and spilling their coffee everywhere? So thanks to neuroscience and studying the brain and EEGs, we're able to understand one thing, that we have these brain waves, and specifically the alpha wave state, which is kind of this state of early awakeness, calm, relaxed state. And that's usually occurring within the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of waking. And in that state, our mind tends to be like a sponge. We tend to receive a lot of information and hold on to it. And so that first 15 to 20 minutes of waking is really crucial. So if the first thing you do is grab that phone and you look at all the things you have to get done in the day and all the stressful emails and texts and things, and once we understand just a little bit of how the brain works, we can begin to understand why we can already feel so stressed out the first thing we do when we wake up in the morning. Because we're already putting our brain into a not really relaxed, calm state. Because you tell me, when was the last time you read a stressful work email and you felt calm? So I'm gonna share 5 ways in which I start my day off on a pretty consistent basis. And as a caveat, I do skip some of these from time to time. As I'm sharing my routine, I want you to begin to think of yours. And I want you to begin to come up with maybe your own plan and maybe take some of the things I'm doing. In the end, you have to find what works for you. And this is not about being rigid. It's about being flexible. In the end, it's about having a habit, a pattern of wellness, a pattern of health. And stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm gonna give away a bonus tip. And so one of the first things I do when I wake up is I don't hit the snooze button. And I've learned from long ago, and there's research articles that back this up, and I'll link it in the video below. But as soon as we hit that snooze button, essentially what we're saying to our brain non-verbally is that it's okay. You don't need to wake up, stay asleep. And the more times you repeat that, days, weeks, and months, really what you're doing is you're training your brain to not really wake up, but stay kind of in this awake, asleep, kind of relaxed, alert state, which tends to actually make you feel more groggy by the time you finally wake up from that 4th or 5th snooze. So that first thing is, don't hit the snooze button, hit the off button. And what I do is actually sit up out of bed. The second thing I do is really a don't do, but I don't pick up my phone and start scrolling through all my emails, social media, etc. Because what I know is when I start to look through those things, there's so much stress out there. So many bad things can have happened overnight. Just look at the news app. It's all bad stuff. Well, most of it. And so that second thing is so crucial. Do not fill your brain with high stress, high anxiety, and trash. So the third step for me is I then do a quick gratitude practice. For you, if you want to take this on, you can do it as simple or as robust as you would like. But for me, some days if I want a simple gratitude practice, what I do is, as I'm sitting up and not looking at my phone, is I take a few deep breaths and kind of take in the day. I acknowledge 1, 2, 3 things that I'm grateful or thankful for. And these could be anything small, medium, or big, or anywhere in between. Sometimes I'm thankful for the day, the weather, the smell. Other times I'm thankful for my family, friends, my job. And I begin to kind of find different patterns. But when I do this, my intention, which is not always, but my intention is to be genuine. A genuine attitude of gratefulness and thankfulness. Because I could just go through the motions and check this box. My encouragement to you, and really for me, is to do it genuinely. Number 4, I then get up out of bed. I go into my kitchen and I do my morning ritual of preparing my coffee. And as my coffee's getting ready, I do a really kind of short 5-10 minute morning wake up yoga routine stretch that I kind of came up with on my own. And this is just really allowing my body to wake up, to stretch, to breathe, to relax. And by the time I'm done with that, I then pour my cup of coffee and then I go sit actually in that red chair back there. Sometimes I sit outside, but often it's that red chair and I have the window open. Which leads me to my fifth thing. I try to practice being. What I mean by that is I try not to do really anything. I try just to be present to my coffee, to sitting in the chair, to the sounds, because my window's open, to the smells that are coming in. And actually this time of year, as it's getting a little cooler in the fall months, I get more of that kind of crisp morning breeze. And really in this state, I'm practicing any number of things. I sometimes just practice deep breathing, mindfulness meditation. Other times I have a journal over there and I kind of begin to write out my day, write out my past week, different goals I want to accomplish, things I have accomplished. And I really use that time, and it's about 10 minutes or so. And then from there, my day begins. And as a dad of 2 and almost 3, my kids are then waking up around that time and I get thrust into dad mode and I have to take care of my family. There are some days that I don't do the routine at all. And if I'm gonna be honest, I do skip some days. But here's what I can say. And while I'm a therapist, I'm also a human being just like you. And on those days I do skip, here's some things that I notice. I tend to be more easily irritable, more moody. I tend to be more tired, more easily stressed and frustrated. I tend to really kind of lose my patience quicker with my family and my children. And so when I tend to do that, I realize that, oh, I've been skipping some days or I've been rushing my days. And it's just a gentle reminder for me and really for you that no one's perfect, but it's about having healthy practices, healthy routines. And when I go back into this morning routine, which does require sacrifice, it requires me to get up a little earlier. And just so you know, it's about 5:30 in the morning to get my day started. But when I do that routinely and repetitively, I find that my stress level's down, my anxiety's down, my irritability's down, I have more patience, I have more energy, more mental clarity. Overall, I tend to go through the day better able to handle the things coming at me, the stressors, the random things that happen. I tend to be calmer. I share this as an encouragement. Find a routine that works for you. So think of 5 things for you. Just think of 5 things for you. It doesn't have to be my 5, but come up with 5 things. But I really do encourage, at least minimum, start with those first 2 things. So don't hit that snooze button and stay off your phone for 15 to 20 minutes. And then you come up with the other 3 that you would like to do to make 5. And then what I'd love to hear is come back and report what are the 5 things you have done that have given you life, that have reduced your stress, that have given you energy, reduced your anxiety, and giving you overall clarity. And as the bonus, if you struggle with falling asleep at night, click on this video right here. And until then, have a great day.